The first one on my nifty little list tonight is, of course, a Shadow Queen's Labyrinth. This one is by Lilarna here on PCNA. It does have a title and a description that I shall read to you. 10,000 Rems. Now that title, Lil, I will say, is very scary. I don't know if you know this, but this is a very scary title. Or maybe it's just me. That could also be. And the description, it is meant to be, aha, very good. So everybody, we're in for a scary one. We're in for a scary one. Ines is all right. We had a couple of wonderful, dark and scary builds in the past too. Magnificent builds, I will say that. So here, the description reads as follows. In the neon fallout, cold rise. AI's gone rogue. We are ephemeral in the face of 10,000 Rems. Read if questions are floating in the air towards the end of the visit. Okay. Thoughts about this build. Okay. I shall not read this one just yet, because I have a glance at it, Lil. Oh, a rogue AI, everybody. This is very thoughtful already. I mean, we are not there yet, but I'm already deep in thoughts. Where are you taking us, Lil? Where are you taking us? I wonder. I mean, I am taking all of you now. Hopefully, if I can write scripts, that is. It has proven to be a little bit wonky in a couple of streams back. And I shall take us there. You know that house. Now, you are here, Lil. I may have questions. I think that is a given. Maybe. Oh, very dramatic. Oh, wow. Where have you come to? Yes, of course. Look, everybody. Oh my. Oh, wow, this is very spooky. Uh-oh. It seems we have emerged. Oh, what a transformation. And I was about to ask whether you chose the plot because of the environment. Oh, look. Oh, look, everybody, look. Good evening there to you, Hayden. And yes, of course, look away. All of you who want to look, always welcome to do that. Wow. I think we are stood in a little bit of A spill? I say we, meaning myself, but look! What happened here? Lil, what happened here? I mean, we shall find out, but this this plot is interesting in the sense that the environment is quite I think the word ephemeral can be applicative too in a certain way in this house, and I'm wondering whether you chose the house because of the environment or maybe not. And of course, we just came here. Entree, very, very much changed. It is also quite interesting how you guys do this. Interesting cinematic effect here that you're playing with us. Yeah, oh, I see. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's an interesting abode too. It's very, very interesting. Wow, everybody. And this is very ominous. Look. Oh no. Look, everybody, what happened here? So, there's a little spill here. A little spill is there, and apparently something has gone on here. Interesting tools. Very interesting. Oh, and I do like that you added a little bit of steam here, because I don't think that steam is here in the house. In the original one. Smoke. Intruding through the wide open doors. Do you see a little bit of green there? Oh, where are we, everybody? I mean, so there's one thing that I'm sure a lot of you know already about Lil, but she is a storyteller. Some of you really, really love to do that, tell stories. Oh, look, there are more chambers like these. Can you see? There's another chamber over there. And on the other side. What kind of story is Lil telling us besides a scary one? 10,000 Rems. Oh, hello there, Priscilla. Good evening to you. Buonasera. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely time. Oh, I will say, I really, really enjoyed your lovely, wonderful, glorious, beautiful entry. For the Christmas one, the showcase for the Christmas celebrations, that was so lovely. It's very interesting seeing how you were using EHT and in particular effects there. And upstairs on the tower, I read wishes in Italian, but I wasn't sure if it is wishes because my Italian is very rusty, so forgive me. Oh, it is so lovely to have you all. Yes. Does that not mean wishes? So, for, positive wishes for the new year. and for that wonderful special time in the year. Ah, okay, good. Yes, I'm so glad. I think a few friends in Italy might say, well, Ree, you better study more so you don't have to second guess yourself. I shall do that. A lovely abode. Everybody, you should go visit Priscilla's beautiful, wonderful, enchanted snow globe home. Or catch the highlight. I have highlighted it, so it is there for all of you. Oh, this is amazing. This is really, really amazing, Lil. What story are you telling us? Oh, you're most welcome, Priscilla. You are almost welcome. I do love visiting and creating all the things. It's just, I always smile when I do. I keep smiling when I edit things. It's just, it's a lot of fun for me. This is, okay, so there are multiple rooms here. And they're a little bit dreary and a little bit dark. I mean, there was a challenge made towards Lilarna to build something light. And there were giggles when you mentioned that some time ago. And I think it was Marcia saying that she wishes you good luck with it to build something light. Hmm. No, no, it's not the cuteness overload for sure. No, it's not. No, unless your definition of cute is very different, drastically different from everybody else's definition of cute. I really appreciate the lighting here too. And as mentioned, this house, like the original abode, the environment is quite brooding and foreboding and evocative in so many different ways. Um, it is very called for to present a little bit of a darker theme here, and you have done darker themes in the past too, darker stories, and they're all lovely. Also, I think we had that conversation also some time ago. How storytelling and housing invites the visitor not only to come and visit and experience the story, but maybe start thinking and thus thought provoking sujets might be alluring for the designers. I'm not sure if that is making sense to you, but maybe it is. So, okay, I've not left that first room. This is so dark. Somebody might have cut, a little deeper than they wanted to. Maybe had a little slip with the butter knife. Oh. Oh, many iterations. Oh, that's interesting. Would you say it's a project that, oh, look, that lighting. Now, from this angle, can you see? Look at the lighting here. The ceiling and the textures of the different furnishing pieces, the light bounces off on them, and it's quite interesting what that does to the room. Oh, that's very interesting. I really love that. It's really fascinating. Also, I think that's what literature and philosophy and stories are ultimately. I mean, they tell something. Usually, there's something that is being conveyed. But every person is different, and so you may read the same book, but you see something different in it. That's quite interesting. And you're saying it took many iterations until it really clicked. And a year ago, you were you done building? And can you recall how long it took you? And remember, those are I'm not asking you to be precise. If you can only estimate. I'm also like that. I can't tell you an exact number. I can only estimate too. Wow. All right. Oh, okay. So this one door, there's a green light. Oh, there's another green light. Lots of green lights. Oh, I really love that lighting. Look at that lighting, everybody. Very nice job. Very elegant. Huh. Those are turned up and this one is turned down. Look. Oh, a month and a half. That is actually fast. That's really fast. Did the idea come to you while you were here in the house, or did you have that idea and were looking for a house that you could start building? And I know I'm asking all kinds of questions here. If you don't mind, if you do mind or you don't want to say, that's of course perfectly fine. She has all kinds of questions. Oh, this is very interesting. This light is turned down, and the room seems evacuated with whatever has been inside. I mean, currently it is me that is in here. So maybe I am escaping, or am I simply walking out of a room? Aha! This is interesting. I really love that. Sometimes it's so different for the different sujets and the different things that happen, or yeah, ways that people approach builds like this, or builds in general. And I love that you had the house and we're like, okay, this has got to be something dark, something that plays with the environment, with the sounds, and of course the music is. So what's going on here? That's it. Is that a glitch? I think that's a glitch because I'm not sure if you can, or is it? Look, there's a slight red spill. A very slight red spill. What is happening here? And why are these doors lit and closed? And why do we... What's going on? Where are you taking us, Lil? Where are we going? I wonder. Very interesting lighting, playing a little bit with contrast colors here. Shimmers very nicely off of those doors. Fantastic choice there. Very evocative. Helps with creating depth too. Ooh, and look at those walls. Slightly changing the texture here. Interesting ceiling. Oh, Necrom. I mean, I think a lot of people have rejoiced with Necrom and Apocrypha, and then now the newest one. They have really updated house furnishing so much. I see. That's interesting, Lil. You do see there's a little bit of a bleed from time. This is also very odd that it is only from certain angles. Maybe I'm trying really hard not to imagine things, but maybe I am imagining things. I don't know. This is quite interesting. Did you bury something here? I mean, 10,000 Rems. For those of you who might be a little bit befuddled by this title, that is very ominous in many respects. And of course, the description does already tell us fallout, so disasters, catastrophic disasters. Very interesting. So there is a little bit of red going on over here and there, but not here. Oh, oh my. Oh my. This looks also really ominous. Very interesting placement. Look, everybody. Very dramatic. Really, really dramatic. It's so interesting that you play with these opposite colors so much. So much. You are playing with them, but I'm not sure if so much is appropriate, but I really love seeing that. The effect that it creates is just, particularly on those doors, that's quite fascinating me. Something going on, everybody. Is something being kept inside there? Those sounds are amazing. Can you all hear? Can you all hear? Ooh, this is fantastic. Oh, and thank you so much for the little follow, Jonathan. Thank you. Very much appreciated. And I hope I'm not butchering your name. And yes, you can remain in the shadows. If you prefer, of course. Otherwise, welcome, welcome. Lil, what's going on here? Everybody, what do you think? What's going on? Have we maybe managed to escape? You know, these how shall I call them? Chambers, the tanks there. Oh, you're most welcome, and I'm so glad. I hope you're going to have a lovely time with us tonight on this very slow walk on the North American episode of this little slow walk. Oh, this is, you know, this kind of getting these vibes of, people surviving by letting themselves be conserved in cryo chambers, waiting until the fallout has dissipated. Oh, the sounds in this house. I really love the sounds. It's fantastic. But a spill, and there are other tanks. And there's a little bit of smoke or vapor going on. Oh, really? So cryo chamber wasn't, it was, I don't know, but it reminded me a little bit of it, but a spill happened. Oh dear. And, why would you? I mean, why would you not? If you have recently awoken in your chamber, and we have, because that is where we emerged from. Has this been here before we went into the little chamber or after? Well, this is fantastic. And I think there are lots of wonderful books about this. A lot of authors have written about this and have played around with this idea of little, or maybe not so little, endeavors to survive disasters. And there have been a couple of times that humanity felt like imminent disaster was upon us in various places in the world, right? And some resort instantaneously to survival instincts and come up with very interesting ideas. Thus, at least authors have penned it. It's quite interesting. And these chambers are still closed. My guess is that those doors would lead to the other chambers where maybe someone else is dormant, still asleep in their chamber. But oh my. I mean, the light still indicates nothing is awry, but is it though? The sounds don't sound very promising. Maybe even a little bit dangerous. He's listening at the door now. Listening. I do hear a little bit of a crackling sound, but no other being stirs within, it seems. What do you guys think? Are we alone? We might be alone. Oh, I love these rocks. I love them so. Look at them. Oh, this. This is so fascinating. The textures. You playing with us. A little interesting game. Oh my, look everybody. Looks like the reception hall or a reception desk. I do love these furnishings. They're perfect for certain themes. The Markarth furnishings are just so interesting. Interesting textures, and they do look very posh. Very elegant. Really beautiful placement. Very elegant lighting here. Oh. Look at that symbol there on the wall. Not a red cross, but a cross very much so. But what happened? Someone must have been in a hurry, pushed over their chair. It's a wonderful little, beautiful, well, shall I say flower? Well, greenery at least, and very much reception hall vibes here. There's a little seat there for persons to wait. So getting a little bit of underground secure facility bunker theme or vibes. Oh wow, look everybody. Oh yes, okay. Okay everybody, I'm doing it really slow. Going in nice and slow, look. Oh look, oh my, wow, the drama. Oh wow. Oh my. Talk about a cityscape. Futuristic. Yet also oddly familiar maybe to some. It is really nice, Priscilla, I agree. This is very nice. Do you know, there are certain places in the world that do resemble this. Parking slots? This is very interesting. Look, this looks like the parking lot with a few spaces allocated for people to park their cars. Absolutely amazing lighting here. Wow. Interesting texture choices, layering and layering here, and the lighting is just fantastic. Very interesting facades. So you could park your car here. And the cross up there, again, can you see everybody? Really magnificent layering. The textures are so magnificent. And yes, oh, that sky. The environment in this house is stunning, to say the least. And it's also quite interesting. There are multiple crosses here. Maybe I can get them both in one frame. Yeah, I can. Look. You know, I would think so, though, Priscilla, in a cryo chamber. And I was thinking Red Cross. The Red Cross is, of course, one of those very famous and impactful organizations that have had a huge impact upon the world. Founded in Italy, by the way, or because of Italy, because of a war in Italy, I should say. A terrible battle, really, that has taken place there, that made the founder of the Red Cross found the Red Cross and decided as the carnage that that took place needs to be alleviated. But here, religious symbols, maybe it's religious symbols too, Priscilla. I think as many or a number of Lil's builds remain open for interpretation, and as a visitor you see your perspective, right? You have your own perspective. Very open, yes. And you could the Red Cross has employed also organizations, or has had connections to organizations that were indeed religious. No, and I don't think that's wrong. Absolutely, there's no wrong interpretation. If you see something and it's your perspective, then that's your perspective. And that's what I meant earlier when I said that two people can read the same book but see something different in it. And the same is applicable with art, with anything really. And that's why all seeing is perspective, and it is so important we have a conversation and maybe see the other person's perspective as something that can enrich our lives. And maybe someone is going to come here, or is with us here in the audience tonight, and sees something entirely different, disagrees with all that what we are saying here, and has instead a different view that can surprise even Lil, who has designed this. I think that is always magnificent when people see something in a build. Recently that happened to me. Like, I was visiting Ruben's wonderful Circle of Life. If you've not seen it, you should go visit. While I was there, I kept hearing a song in my head by the lovely, wonderful Joni Mitchell that is called The Circle Game. If you don't know the song, you can find it on YouTube, I'm sure. It's magnificent. And I kept hearing that song while I was visiting Ruben's wonderful house. It's interesting what we perceive in another person's design. What comes into our minds. But yeah, Red Cross. So more into that direction. Maybe a clinic. Yeah, and I mean, the chamber that we left had a little bit of maybe an examination table there that was a little bit I mean, they might have cut their finger a little bit or something. There was a little spill, so maybe something happened. Or maybe this person was brought there and they had to take care of their wounds, and that's why there is so much spillage there, and then they put them into the chamber to regenerate, to relax. Like some doctors decide to send a patient into a coma so that they not, so that they can regenerate easier without having to sustain a lot of pain or having to endure so much pain. So this can be a safer idea. What, Lil? I'm wondering what's going on here. What's happening here? In very, very dramatic, interesting lighting here. Taking us by the hand, letting us then find our path. Oh, look. Aha, oh, interesting. You can't just enter, you have to have a passcode maybe here so that these might operate upwards. These barriers that they have also in garages and parking places. There's something going on here, everybody. I hope you're hearing this too. This is so magnificent, this plot. And what you've done with it. Very dramatic lighting here. Such dramatic facades. Oh wow, look, everyone, look. Oh my goodness, Deadlands. I mean, there are a number of Deadlands furnishings here already. I'm sure all of you noticed the windows here in particular. I think that is intended, Priscilla. But yes, I agree. The more we see, the more we are transfixed. Wondering what story Lil is telling us. So very interesting layering here of the doors. I think that's 2 doors. Interesting. Also creates a different frame and look. Can you see how dramatic the lighting is? I think I'm there. And I have said this before, but do not underestimate Deadlands furnishings. They are amazing, and you can light them so well, and they reflect so amazingly, and you can tease out so much in them. It's amazing. Okay, so there's a light here too. Interesting door. Oh. Are those cameras up there? Can you see everybody? And I think we have appeared to come to a road. Oh yes, look, wow. Is it a camera? Yes. Is it? Or is it not? Oh, is it a camera or is it not? Lil. It is really. That is so. I will agree to that one. 100%. You see a science fiction scenario here. Perfect. I think that is intended. Is it a camera? But it is a bit long for a camera. And if we're thinking 10,000 Rems and oh, can you see? There's also up there. There is a windmill going and something beyond. Oh, the drama in this build, the drama in this plot is really tantalizing. Yes, very evocative. And I think with respect to cameras, they have become rather small. So if they're not cameras, what are they? What else could they be? Oh, this lighting is so fascinating here. The spotlights. The spotlights just drawing attention, drawing the eye. Amazing pathways here, maybe pathways. Did you close them or? Yes, closed. Very good. Makes so much sense. This is also quite a large plot, everybody. I'm sure you know. Very nice sidewalk here. Very elegant. Very clean. Very, you know, I think that futuristic builds sometimes, or futuristic stories, decide to display or create an idea, or an idea of what the future may hold, oftentimes a little bit more grimy. Does that make sense? I'm very surprised that beyond the little spill in our little chamber from where we have emerged and meander along the streets now, fairly clean, very sleek. Oh, door slightly ajar here. Oh, and I think we can only look. Oh, nice. Oh, very nice. Oh, what is this? This seems to be a desk. Can you see there's a little dashboard there? A keyboard of sorts, and maybe a control. Very elegant. So very nice lighting there on that magnificent painting. I mean, it's not a painting here, of course. Someone may be observing. A place, maybe. And it's an interesting painting that you chose there because, and I'm sure you chose this on purpose, I refer to this particular painting as the painting of the naughty trial because, naughty trial, because it's Sanity's Edge. And the story in Sanity's Edge revolves around the helpers arrive to find a person in a bed that clearly needs some help, and thus has to be helped in a very specific way by entering their mind and dealing with a lot of horrors that they envision in their mind before they can be cured, if you can call it that. So I'm sure you chose this painting on purpose, or is it just because the painting does fit quite well? Am I making stuff up? Am I seeing things that you might not have expected someone to see? Very nice. There's also a waiting room vibe here as well. We can only glimpse a little bit into the room. Wonderful carpet choice here. See, this is what I see, Lil. I see the kinky trial and what people do there. But it's interesting that you created this office here that seems to observe maybe a different place, a place that has been further removed from the one that we are currently at. Maybe they want to get back to a place that looked similar to this one. Green and lush and glorious and filled with life. Yes, it's very nice indeed. It's really elegant. I do like the little control and the dashboard there. Very interesting. And apparently a door leading somewhere. Very interesting. All right, Lil, do all the things. Also, while you're doing all the things, don't forget to get a treat. And those of you who haven't had a treat in a while, go get one. Get cozy and comfortable. Oh, wow. This is also interesting in texture, like the facade choices here. Little bit of Alenor here. Wonderful high aisle windows and still Necrom. Very nicely married. And here also the spotlight is so nicely positioned. Very evocative. And apparently there's some kind of tower there. Maybe these facades are a little bit different in texture. And Deadlands furnishings, it's so interesting what happens when you light them. Oh wow. What's going on here? A few building blocks? Maybe. Interesting point, Priscilla. Different cultures that mixed. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense too. And I will say that a lot of furnishings actually marry really, really well. And if you're designing, maybe alongside a feel or a story that sprung into your mind, and you're probably not looking at furnishings and going like, okay, this furnishing is Deadlands, this one is High Isle, they don't work together. You might just look for textures, shapes, for colors, for all those things and forget what they're called. Yes, the reach also, true. Aha! Yes, exactly, markers. We have seen inside, like the symbols, the crosses. They are Markov too. I do like Markov furnishings. They're all fantastic furnishings, we'll say that. Aha. Shattered concrete or something? Something. Something. You know, sometimes um a couple of building blocks are left outside or around until they can fulfill purpose. And I feel you. In some places, certain pieces or certain parts of the abode are super difficult to hide. This is so amazing. Wonderful. Glorious. And also you can see how the lighting from one building spills over onto the other, and how the Deadlands furnishings just start to, become so much more and are so elegant and a little bit gloomy and dark, of course. This is, after all, slightly darker build. Wonderful. Does this lead somewhere? No? We shall find our path, Lil. Don't worry. Oh, I could stare at the sky here also for ages and ages and ages. Really love that there's a sidewalk here too. It's very clear. We have a street. I mean, you can see those division marks here. Very nice. And same with the those parking spots here. The inner. It's very good that you do it. I mean, you have led us so far. I mean, I don't know if people have visited your builds a lot, because in some of the builds you are led, and you take the person by their hand and lead them along a path to the grand finale, or maybe a spot in the story that then leaves enough room for everyone to have their own thoughts and think about what they saw, how they would interpret it. Oh, look. Very interesting lighting here too. Very powerful lighting as well. Really fascinating what happens. I find that the texture change is just so interesting when the lighting spills onto them. How the texture just decides to pop out. I mean, it's teased out, of course, by you. Very, very interesting. Little door here, apparently closed, shut. Oh my. Very dramatic. Oh. Oh, interesting. It seems there might be a path there. I'm guessing there are no paths here, but I have to have a look-see. Sometimes you guys are sneaky. And, it is possible to meander, but it's quite interesting. This boat does have a little bit of a lovely water feature. I'm sure all of you know. I mean, you can hear it here when I'm in the back. You can hear it. And it's so fascinating how the paintings and certain furnishings change you slightly in this house. It's a little bit similar to the Wraith home. I mean, not exactly, but it is. It feels a little bit similar to me. If those are not cameras, what could they be? They are also only at specific corners here at some of the houses. Not all of them. It's very glorious. Very nice lighting there on the colonnade in the back. The backdrop is glorious. Oh, a sewer? I think this looks like a sewer's, well, not really an entry, but a sewer's cover. I mean, it's not a sewer's cover. You all know it's not that, but it looks like it. Very nice. Oh, interesting balconies on those windows. Oh, and where are we going, everybody? Where are we going? All of you. It seems you are following me into darkness. Into a place of 10,000 Rems. Amazing. Uh-oh. A little bit of rubble here. You hope it's not a trap? Oh no! Oh look. Little doors open. Oh, interesting. Oh. Do you remember some of her traps? I see, Priscilla. Yeah, I mean it's you would never. Who would ever create traps? Who would do such a thing? It's very interesting. Oh, a key. And a little plant here in the little display. And a potential light source. Oh, something is going on. Something is truly going on here. Oh my. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, look, everyone. Very dramatic. Beautiful, glorious green lighting here. Oh my. Oh wow. And another very interesting painting you used here, placing this in this way. That's amazing. I'm sure all of you recognized it. It's of course the archive, one of the archive paintings. Yeah, it is truly stunning too, and it is very on point with the theme, right? I mean, we are. Let me read it again for you. In the neon fallout, code writhes. AI is gone rogue. We are ephemeral in the face of 10,000 Rems. Would also suggest, is it a porthole? Is it, Lil? Maybe it is. Look, everybody, look. Also very nice. It's very interesting use for those wonderful little figurines. Using just a little bit for texture here. I think this one is Hamiasmora. This one looks like Vermina. What is going on here, everyone? What's happening here? AI has gone wild. What a lovely little mouse! So this is a computer, everybody. As we have learned, AI has gone wild. Not ChatGPT or DeepSeek or anything used or using OpenAI. That is a different AI. Ah, an alien study. See, there's also, controls here, keyboards. But and I would not need to drink anything. But there are drinks here. Or, well, remains of such. So these spotlights are so amazing. What fantastic ideas, Lil. What fantastic ideas. Are you guys ready? Or, I will say this is such a lovely, yes, really stunning indeed. It is such a lovely idea. And I have to repeat this. A lot of people have started using these paintings in such creative ways. It's so smart and so elegant to do this, and it can save you also slots. Like, I'm sure. Okay, I have to have a little look-see. Yes, all 700 slots were used. So I know that for some of you guys have wonderful tricks to keep yourself from going overboard in a build with environment or structure when it's about telling a story or creating a specific theme or recreating something from a book or film or something that inspired you in another way. But in many houses, you have to do a lot of landscaping to achieve that. So allocating a specific number of slots is what some people have done. And really managing the slots because, as all of you know, in housing, you are limited by two things: the slot limit and your imagination. And I find it really interesting seeing the paintings, these kinds of paintings, pop up in different ways. our lovely Dadpin has utilized this particular painting also in a lovely, fantastic build in the Swordslinger readout. If you've not visited, go see it. Oh, and if you do not play tank, make sure you have some soul gems on you. This is amazing, Lil. I really love the lighting here. And yes, everyone, we shall go to the terrace. Don't worry. I hope you can see the lighting here, because there's a little bit more lighting going on than just the green. You know, some very subtle watery lighting here. I hope you can see it dancing on the ceiling and the walls. Something is certainly going on. There's another door here. But this one is closed as the others are too. And someone left the key here. Or have they left the key? Maybe the key is here for a different reason. Oh, this is so interesting. Very, very nice lighting, Lil. Very dramatic. Also nice choices for all the furnishings here. The texture is just really stunning. And what an amazing huge screen they had. I really love the little mouse. And this mouse actually has a cable. I hope you can see this is very interesting, very smart and inventive. Of course. You know, I've seen potato mouses in other houses that were recreating scenes from Stargate. Am I? Am I allowed to jump on the desk? I have to look, everybody. Look. I mean, you all know the little stalks, you all have used them, but have you created the little mouse with, a cord? That's so fantastic. And as I was meandering about the Stargate builds, people had also keyboards, but cordless mouses with and I'm not saying mice because they are not the animals. You all know what a mouse is, but they use potatoes, and I think potatoes have such a fantastic use in ESO, the waxy ones here. Oh, interesting, Priscilla. I'm interested in what kind of mouse you have in your house. Another kind of mouse. Look, everybody. Look. It is so fascinating what's going on here. Very nice layering. We do see I'm sure you guys noticed already, but this is of course the Fire Song pool. I told you already what the painting is. And the layering is just magnificent. Lil, were you panicking at some point in regards to slots, or were you not? Were you just relaxed and calm? I mean, you did already note that it took you a couple of iterations to get it worked out. And Everybody, I'm sure you all recognize what a transformation this is already, because it looks absolutely nothing like the original abode. Oh, how did I get here? Oh, I went backwards, of course. That's how. Glorious. I was about to say, really, were you panicking? Are you in desperate need of a hug? Or maybe a cookie? Or a little lovely muffin? It was tough, It's interesting. Hmm. What would you say was the most difficult part for you to overcome in the different iterations that you took to get here? Oh, it's your Mistvale Manor. Oh, interesting, Priscilla. Fantastic. I shall note it down, or if you want me to slow walk through it, you can add it to the list if you want to. That is, of course, your choice. This is so, um, I find it always very pleasurable to talk to the designer when I'm meandering through houses. Of course, sometimes just time zones don't work out. Aha! You know, I don't know there's I don't know that the adjective better is all that applicative because ultimately it has to work for you. And if it works for you, it's perfect. Different, yes. Fantastic, Lil. I think I do know having you know thoughts about competitions and how people um have to be judged in competitions or how those go. It is still not um something where I would draw comparisons. And so every single design is perfect the way it is fantastic the way it is, and works. Hmm. Oh, you like light inside things. Interesting. Ah, so that things glow. Mm. That's interesting, Priscilla. I have heard from a number of people who also in real life prefer keyboards that are very shiny or that, well, not shiny, that have a lot of light um, that exudes from them. It's quite interesting to at least to me it's quite interesting because mine is very dull in comparison. But it's quite interesting. Also, lighting things in housing, I find that very interesting for multiple reasons because an item, a specific item, can look so vastly different and so dramatically different when you play around with different lights um, inside it. And certain lights are so predestined to be played around with, and certain items too. It's just everybody play around with lights. I understand that, Priscilla. It makes sense. This is so interesting, everybody. Lil, where are we going? Where are we going? We have emerged. Everybody remember, we have emerged from a little cryo chamber. A little spill happened there, and we have meandered, maybe a little bit aimless, through the streets of this futuristic, dramatically lit place that is being observed or not by cameras. Yes, what do I think it will be? Well, if we are thinking an AI has gone a little bit overboard, it could be a scene that is for humanity, maybe a devastation, but to AI, maybe not. And 10,000 Rems, maybe I'm clinging too much to that title, but it is a dramatic title, so I'm thinking maybe you're taking us to a place that lets us know why cryo chambers were needed or are needed here, because there are a number of them. And of course, something happened in the reception in that, shall we say, clinic? Because the chair has been pushed over, and one of the chambers seems either a little bit faulty or something is going on inside. And what has woken up? Some kind of being. Everyone, what do you think? What is going on here? Let's have a look and hop through. Oh my. Wow. Oh wow, look everybody. Oh wow. Wow. Oh my. Oh my, everyone. Oh, I will never tire of Cold Harbor Rock, everybody. Just the colors you tease out with the lighting in those rocks. How they glimmer is so brooding, the scene here. Huh. A couple of pieces around here. Can you see, all of you? Very dramatic. Aha, I see. A defense system. I mean, what can be said about those rocks, about these magnificent walls, is they are excluding or dissipating all natural lights. And I mean, I'm saying natural lights, but there's light dancing around here. The greens and reds really teasing out those textures. Oh. Apparently a path. It's also quite interesting, this fascinating figure here. Maybe also a way to keep out what lies ahead, everybody. Ooh, can you see? Ooh, interesting paths that lie ahead of us. Oh my. Oh my. Oh wow. Oh Lil, look, everybody look. Wait. Oh my. Oh, such drama. It is such drama. Maybe, oh, wow. Oh, this is so amazing, Lil. I hope all of you can see this. I understand why it might have taken you a while to sort things or have a few goes at it. Yes, they do. They almost look like peacock feathers. Very interesting birds. They do sound a little bit like cats. I don't know if you've ever heard them, but their call is akin to a kitty. Or it seems to me a little bit like a cat. Very interesting birds. Very dramatic birds too. Oh, where are we going, everybody? Very interesting alignment here. Creating these paths for us. Oh, and the lighting again. Do not underestimate Cold Harbor Rock, everybody. Just light it. Light it really well. Oh, oh my. Oh my, everyone. Oh dear. I think we're getting closer. I think we might get closer. Oh. Oh, this is so dramatic, Lil. Maybe a lot of protective symbols here. Yes, it seems like we are getting to the core indeed, or towards the reason why all the precautions have been made. And and maybe now we can guess that the cameras that we've seen earlier were not really just cameras, but maybe they were also a form of deterrence system. Oh my, everyone. Oh my. Oh, this is so dramatic. What a transformation. And I hope you can all see this is so vast. Seems like, you know, the path has been drilled in a way. Fantastic lighting here again. This is so dramatic. So glorious. And Priscilla already warned. You can see a little bit there already waiting, lingering ahead of us. Well, but you know, it is drilling, or could be. Have you seen these? Maybe you've not seen them, but they're very large, really huge drills that probe not just for oil, but that probe for geological probes to take measures from different eons of the world, and those are quite extensive and can really bore into the earth with much force too. Quite interesting. Maybe it is that, or maybe it is not. Everyone sees something different here, I think. Interesting choices. You do let us see a little bit there already before we pass through. Whee! I love these little drops. Oh, look, everybody, look. Wow. Core, Priscilla. Very interesting use here for that. For all those pieces, really. Wow, look, everyone, look. It is indeed very spectacular. The lighting, so dramatic. Very interesting piecing here as well, creating this particular piece. Do you remember lovely there's a wonderful, really lovely build in the Frost Vault, I think. That's an interesting house in and of itself. I think I showed it in the last showcase too. Wait, I think, was it here? I know for sure it's a Swankery build. Oh yeah, it's the House Folio showcase. I showed Swankery's wonderful ornaments. Do you guys remember? Yes, Swankery. Precisely. Yeah. Swankery is fantastic. If you guys haven't seen it, you must go see the Frostwald by Swankery. It's just so stunning. And I was just checking where it was, and it is in fact in the showcase of December by the House Folio. That is where it has popped up. And it is, of course, also on PC and A. So if you are on NA, you can go visit. Yes, you have to, because it's amazing, Priscilla. It's amazing. It's a really beautiful build. As is this one, a spectacular one, a glorious one. Interesting, very evocative. Constellations here. And AI gone just a little bit wild, we are told. I really love this playing with these wonderful, wonderful bars. It, you know, I do understand that to some, and I mean to all of us, it is abundantly clear that housing is the real end game, because it is very expensive and it creates things like this. That is why it's the end game. But you don't necessarily have to use very expensive pieces to create something truly stunning and truly breathtaking. Oh my, Lil. And can you see? This is where we dropped into it. Just a slight little drop in here. You know, um, yeah, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, Lil. Um, I mean, a lot of or some of the designs really require a lot of precision placement, and you sometimes have to fight with collision. So that is akin to sometimes, uh, um, yeah, fighting with maybe knitting patterns that are a little bit heady or make you clench your hands. You know, you say that, but mm, I'm fairly convinced, Jenartha, that every design is beautiful, and stop comparing yourself to others. I think it's just unfair to everybody involved, because all of your designs are always fantastic and amazing and breathtaking and beautiful. And so, in my opinion, at the very least, it it really doesn't make sense to think that way. And also, I will say that um, everyone has their own approach to housing, and maybe some people are beginners and are still finding their own way, or who try a lot of different styles in building. And I think that is a lot of fun to see, and a lot of yeah, you can learn a lot from that, in my opinion. And sometimes people go back to old builds that they designed years and years and years ago and decide to do a little bit of touch-ups, Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Fantastic, even, because sometimes you can see an evolution in that, and how you all learned applying the tools that the game gives you, and creating amazing pieces. And Lil does tell stories. Yes, and that is true. Lil. um, I will say, in regards to knitting, um, Lil, I think that it's a wonderful practice because it's so rhythmic, and this ties in, for me at least, with music, and it can have a calming effect on your brain because of its repetitiveness. Every single pattern is, by definition, repetitive. Thus, it can really calm people's minds and help them unwind and relax. End product. At the end, maybe is a pair of socks that you can gift someone with and warm their feet. In particular, if they're really, if they're the type that get cold feet or something, then you can have multiple uses for this. But I think there is validity in the thought that you are knitting with pixels because, as I was alluding to, how collision and certain boundaries within the tools, within the editor, and all that can evoke words in the sense that you might want to yell at the screen and then get up and move away for a while because something is really frustrating. I I know that some people had words in some of their designs because they were so difficult to pull off. Pouring so much love into it, Lil, and you're creating such amazing, stunning pieces here that take people's breaths away momentarily. They are. They are very, very much. Oh, interesting. You crochet. See, I like to knit. Um, and I tend to knit socks most of the time because I do have a lot of friends who get very cold feet, and I also knit fingerless mitts and stuff like that. So that I have a few friends of a certain age who experience pain in joints due to various ailments, and a little warmth goes a long way. And yes, it is, the same reasoning is applicable to other activities that are repetitive, but the repetition in patterns and in whatever the activity is, it has to be, how shall I say, not overly complicated, which is why, for instance, a lot of science has validated, for validated the practice of praying a rosary. A lot of Catholics pray their rosaries from time to time, and that is a very repetitive activity that also doesn't require a lot of brain activity, if that makes sense, which is why the stress hormones in your brain can dissipate and you can calm down a lot better. Same for yoga practices, meditation. It's also repetitive movements, repetitive um, Well, the attention is on breath in yoga, right? So you always have to listen to your own breath and use that as your metronome. And if you do that, same effect happens. And it's really, the stress hormone levels really go down for people who practice some of these activities. And crochet also is you have wonderful, lovely patterns that you can chain. And I've seen lovely, fantastic patterns and pieces that people have crocheted. It's something very fantastic. I do crochet a little bit, the leftovers from socks and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of everything, but I do love knitting more. Oh, you don't know how to cast off? It's very simple. Think of chaining in crochet. Like it's you can do a cast off like that. It's very simple. Like when, I mean, depends a little bit on what kind of knitting, because there's continental and English, and there's also modified English and modified continental. But the basically what you're ending on is similar to a cast off in crochet. It's really not too far away. Ultimately, what you want to do is, like, for specific projects, it's decreasing and then finding an ending. A lot of people have used for socks, for instance, something that is called Kitchener stitch. I personally don't like it. And the patterns that I use, you don't have to bind off anything, because um, you create, so the toe section of the socks, in all the socks that I knit, are little stars, and they always end with so few stitches that all you gotta do is bind, like, do a similar to Kitchener stitch, but it's very few stitches, like 4 stitches max, that you have to bind off. Trust that you can cut and then do a little bind off. If anything happens, if anything goes wrong, you can always go salvage and and rescue the knitted project. That's fun. But we kind of digressed a little bit from Lil's magnificent pixel knitting here. And you have already noted that it took multiple attempts, but you also said that it was about a month and a half that it only took you to design this and to create it, which just, it's so breathtaking. I'm just I'm always at awe at these designs. They're so impactful, very thought-provoking, and just I have, I wonder what other stories you have in store for us, Lil, and where your inspiration comes from. And I mean, here you said that you saw the house, and or you came here and it was obvious for you what it had to be. Um, but sometimes I wonder what other inspirations might hit you. I do know a couple of those um, projects have answers. I have already a few answers, but You did mention cyberpunk, and when 10,000 Rems is a very well. Is it a clear direction? I'm not sure. Can be to think towards where where your inspiration lies. Hmm. So dramatic. Yeah, I think that is. I love that about your builds, Lil. That they leave so much room for interpretations. This is it's something that I observed with Ruben's builds, or some of Ruben's builds too, leaving like the opportunity and basically pushing boundaries open for people to have their own thoughts, perspectives. I do love that you chose these particular furnishings here because they have a little bit of a flow to them. I don't know if you've noticed, but they have a little flow to them. Yes, huge indeed. Filled and rich with amazing images. Yeah, I do love that the floor makes you wobble a little bit because you know, we have been exposed to 10,000 rams maybe. And yes, Ruben certainly is one who certainly came to mind here, and I really love that you mentioned um, that particular name in Kitsune. Yes. Oh, Kitsune. Do you guys remember that amazing, fantastic train rack? What is it? A real train rack? But oh my goodness, I so love that, and the homages that were paid there. Yes, and I was gonna say the wobbling, like the sensation. I think this is so elegant, and I mean, already feel we are ascending just slightly, climbing, making our way out. But everybody, is it a way out? Oh my, look! Oh really, Priscilla? I think you have done that too. Like, I will say this, Priscilla, I really, um, what I saw in some of your magnificent houses, and they were in slow walks too. Um, it reminds me so much of artists, and different phases that artists can have because you have a house that is exploring everything red. I'm sure everybody remembers. And then there's a house that is entirely blue and exploring blue. And the color palettes in each house, they felt to me like an artist exploring that particular palette, which is like exercise. Certain artists go through these phases as an exercise to play around with color and to see what it does to their work, what it does to, in your case, the furnishings and to the design. And I wouldn't say that your designs are also fantastic. I think they are magnificent, very elegant often, and also really modern. You do have a lot of modern touches in the houses, and it's fantastic and beautiful. I think fantastic is also a verb that is applicable to many different styles. Oh, so fantastic. Oh dear. That is also that is a ghastly thought. Hmm. So is it maybe a rescue mission? That we have to rescue ourselves. Oh, look, everybody, look. Oh my goodness, the drama. Oh, you love to read science fiction. This is fantastic, Priscilla. I do like science fiction too. There's all kinds of different science fiction. I love to mention Ursula Le Guin, and a lot of people might think, oh, she's not science fiction, but yes, she is. But hers is so different. And of course, and then you can think of Arthur C. Clarke, very visionary author too. It's quite interesting. Look, everybody, just look. Also, I would encourage you, Priscilla, to try, because you never know if you never tried. Sometimes it just takes a moment for us. Maybe we need a little challenge, or could also be that it would help if we have a partner who can take us by the hand and do away with less imagination and tell us, well, that's not true. You can find within yourself that you are certainly capable. You just have to try and trust that you can do it eventually. And it's something that takes practice too. It's really fascinating. Look what you married here. There's the lighting. Look, everybody. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh my. This isn't looking so good. When so you kept saying Matrix. I hope you can all see little the little movement. Yes, maybe you have to try. And it I'm not kidding. Partners like do collaboration projects. Those can sometimes really help you push your own boundaries a little bit and get you into something you didn't think was possible, and you learn so much. I know you can do it, Priscilla. I know you can. Believe in yourself. Oh, and again, this amazing, fantastic, lovely fire song pool. But this isn't looking so good. Look, everybody, look. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Weren't these, what were they called? These beings, the machines that came for those who have woken? They had a lot of tentacles. Well, can you call something a tentacle when it was machinery? Well, maybe you can, I'm not sure. This is so scary, Lil. So dark. But stunning and amazing at the same time. Very, very elegant. Glorious movement, and the color choices here is just so dramatic. So stunning. Oh, it's so, so magnificent. Oh, a little sword. Well, not so little, but a sword. Did someone put up a fight here? Someone must have put up a little fight. Oh. Well, thank you so much, Shimina. And good evening to you. Welcome, welcome. It's very interesting what you learn at dorms and residences. Glorious. That that is very good to know. That is so so good to know. They can be tentacles. Very good. See, I didn't know that, but apparently someone here must have put up quite a fight. And maybe someone managed to escape, or did they? Or did they? I love that you guys are finding so much, how shall I say, different perspective here. It's fantastic. I really love it. Wow. Oh wow, Lil. This is just so so glorious. And I will say, utilizing all the little pieces that you've strewn in here, because I hope that everybody can see there's a couple of things that mm, are layered in here that tell us a little bit of what might have happened. Hmm. Or what is about to happen, and maybe tis why they ran and made off. Oh, oh, so dramatic. Oh yes, and indeed, Priscilla, it's those things. I will say this: the houses don't run away; they're still there. The game will be there, and you can have a go at it whenever it is an opportune time for you in regards to real life. And I understand there's a lot of people who have been experiencing a little bit of wild rides in the past, or in the past few months even. Shimina, that paper sounds a little bit lewd too. This is really hilarious. Oh yes, please, Lil, do. Please go ahead. I mean, you build it, but of course, it's. I do appreciate your perspective and how you designed it and what you want to see or what you are seeing here. Ah, it's quite interesting that you speak of not exactly an intention. It reminds me a little bit of how Ruben words it when talking about designs. Mm. Mm. For some time, at least. Ah, this it's quite interesting. This sujet of the AI taking over and then deciding that the ailment of the world is humanity, and to have a fresh start, going nuclear and devastating humanity is the conclusion that the AI goes to. It's quite human, like that thought in dystopian way is very human, very interesting. I mean, also a solution orientated thought, and I mean going wild for AI. I mean, I think there are a number of films that, or a number of books and novels explore this, as we've already discovered. But um, I think that's interesting to think of AI as something that could end us. Yeah, very classical. 100% very classical, very interesting too. Very interesting exploration. Ah, interesting, Shimina. I mean, I say interesting. You thought it was boring. Well, I think and it makes sense that it might be boring because it's it can be fairly technical, right? So certain papers and bachelor theses or master theses, they can really meander about or become really technical depending on which field of study they are written in. But nevertheless, that's interesting in my opinion, because when you think on how certain rather dated movies, some of them are rather dated, have also inspired engineers in regards to design. I will just mention here that, for instance, if you are not familiar, but Ursula Le Guin wrote in, I think it's the Heinisch cycle, but there are multiple cycles in which she takes us, the reader, onto an exploration in distant planets and around different worlds. And the communication tool that is being used there is has a specific name that is now being implemented in the engineering world in regards to programming. And that word and that tool is called Ansible. It is, in Ursula Le Guin's world, a communication device that allows travelers to communicate between worlds and distances. And it is a vital tool in the regard to either calling and sounding an alarm for help, or to discourage other visitors to certain worlds, so as to not interfere in their development. It's quite interesting how she does that. If you've not read Ursula Le Guin, and all of you, what are you waiting for? Particularly if you like science fiction. Like, she's written so much fantastic novels, and so much very intertwined and elegant and pioneering, really. And again, the Ansible, so the tool to communicate, if you type in Ansible and Google search it, you will come up with a tool that is being used within the programming world, within engineering. And certain older films, older movies have done the same thing. So I understand why The Matrix can be inspiration for someone to explore cybernetics and designs in that regard. It's quite interesting. You know, because I mean, can't really talk of realistic, but you can talk of maybe thinking outside the box and deciding that maybe there were a way to create something like the hoverboard from Back to the Future. I don't know which part, but some people, some engineers have made claims or have said that those can be inspirations to do research in a specific direction that then ultimately can lead somewhere. But yeah, I understand. Can be really dry, fairly technical. And if the person writing it is still finding their way to writing well, as Oscar Wilde would put it, then it can be even more difficult to read it. I'm so sorry you didn't have much fun, Shemina, reading it. Yes. Mm-hmm. Precisely. Like organ printing, like printing machines. We have 3D printers, and in certain research laboratories, they were successful with printing um, organs, like not just a little thing, but they were successful printing them from tissue, so from human tissue, in the sense that it is, um, for instance, a blood donation or something like that can be enough for a 3D printer. Yeah, sounds really futuristic, Lilarna, but it's possible. It's crazy, but it's possible. I have the article somewhere. I will send it to you so you can read it, because that is it's really fascinating. You can do a lot of engineering that you didn't think. I mean, and think about CRISPR. You can gene editing. Um, like 20 years ago, or maybe 30 years ago, people might have thought, "What are you talking about? Gene editing? Are you crazy? Do we have to put you into a loony bin or something?" Um, but that is a reality, and it is happening. Like the CRISPR is being used for multiple different applications, and that sounds like science fiction. Like I said, 30 years ago. Yeah, transporters as well. Yeah, only a few, but that is promising, right? And that is interesting that science fiction, whether it's movies or shows or books or something like that, it can be a visionary author that thinks about something that is so outlandish, but it is still human thought and is still being inspired by something. And I think Star Trek is these transporters and printers, right? The creators, the replicators, and all that. They fulfilled a specific need in the society. Um, that's not so different from our society having a need that needs fulfillment in some way. And um, the whole science uh, around 3D printing and within human organs, for instance, that is it would be groundbreaking, right? If you can actually 3D print them. And the crazy part about that is they would be 100% match, because you would take the um, DNA of the person that they are for by a blood donation from them, right? So they would be exactly for that person. So it's a little bit mind-boggling. I will find the article and send it to you, Lil, so you can read it. It blew my mind. It was very fascinating to see. Mm. So we are here meandering about an AI that has gone rogue, and decided that going nuclear is the way to save um, existence from an ailment. And a very classic, very, very classic idea, very classic theme, yes. Very fascinating. It would, yes, it would, Shimina, for sure. It's very, very insanely expensive. That is the case, yes. But um, if you look at the evolution and history of 3D printing and how many leaps and bounds they have made in the past couple of years, that is really amazing. And I would also draw attention to the leaps and bounds that were made with the how do they call it? The digital revolution, when the internet really just took off. I'm sure all of you, or maybe some of you, may be familiar with that being a very formative theme in the 90s, and all through into the 2000s. And it that was something that could never have been thought of just a few decades before that. So it's quite amazing what humanity can do, and maybe it's also something that can give those of you who might be a little bit despairing, because I did hear a few people were a little bit worried and maybe even despairing a little bit at current stages and states of certain places and things. But humanity is very much capable of doing magnificent and great things. It's how we define ourselves, right? Our deeds tell who we are. And it's the choices that we make that define who we are. And not all is darkness, not all is lost, even though Lil does her best to make us think this, because I'm here, and this being it is stretching its arms out for me, its tentacles. And I have nowhere to go. The vestige in the... Yes, we do, Lil. I would say so. I think we... Why do visionary writers like Ursula Le Guin or Arthur C. Clarke or others like them take us to faraway planets and places and explore human, very, very human sujets and ask questions, or make us ask questions? For instance, if you don't know where to start with Ursula Le Guin, read The Left Hand of Darkness. It's a really good starting point. Maybe not chronologically, but that doesn't really matter. But the exploration in that book, and you should know this is from the 60s. Okay, it was published first in the 60s. You go and look up Ursula Le Guin, you will see when she wrote and when her books were published, and that should tell you why I'm telling you she's a visionary author. Because she wrote about something in The Left Hand of Darkness. There were a lot of sujets there, but one thing that I want to point out, this idea or the thought she questioned there was, what defines a gender? Like, how are you as a person defined if you take away gender and have gender be fluid? Because on the Gethen in Left Hand of Darkness are that. They are fluid. So they can be either, and it depends on them. And it's quite interesting how she asks the reader, hey, why are you so obsessed with gender? How do you define yourself? Think of it as being absent and not something that is a defining factor of who you are. And she presents us with a people who are exactly that. So I'm slightly on a soapbox. I'm slowly getting off it. Mm. I agree, Shamina. Yes, I think that housing is most certainly something that that expresses human spirit, your thoughts, your minds, your creations. It's you express yourself here. You show us your vision, whether that is a lovely Christmas dinner or it is maybe a futuristic vision that we have been exposed to here, a journey that Lil has taken us on, or maybe it is mm, an art gallery that presents all forms of art and pushes boundaries too. Or maybe it's an homage to a lovely, fantastic artist, and whether that artist is an architect or a painter or an author, because literature has a huge influence in so many different other art forms. It's fascinating, and exactly that, human expression. And yeah, your spirit is here. Yes, she did. Yes, she did, Shimina. Um, that one is amazing. Very powerful question she puts to the reader there. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say, if you've not read it, it is waiting for you. It is lurking there in the depths of maybe some library or your own bookshelf. And I would also agree, Shimina, that I don't think that the developers of the furnishings here in ESO would have had, even in their wildest dreams, thought that you all would design something so stunning, so breathtaking, so glorious. I don't think they could have. And how could they? Like every person's mind is their own, right? And is an own little world that has their own perspective. And again, I come back to quoting Nietzsche and say that all seeing is perspective. Um, and seeing doesn't necessarily mean seeing, because you can also listen to something and see, maybe behold or observe. Those are also good words for it. Oh, it's so stunning, Lil. You've taken us um on such an interesting voyage. Mm. A scary, slightly scary one, as you intended, of course. I do love your intention too, though. I think that it is, um, of course, a very classic, interesting, interesting theme to play around with. Oopsie, are you okay, Lil? Mm. Oh, and Shamina, that book, I have to remember when I read it. It's been a while. Honestly, I go back to Le Guin a couple of times and reread her books, because I just can't let them go. And there's a lot of philosophy in them and a lot of thought. I mean, you do see her education spilling into them, of course, but it's just there's so much there for you as a reader to take away, and she takes you to faraway places, and still it's themes that we are very familiar with, struggles we are very familiar with, and she takes us along and lets us explore and see how her heroines and heroes overcome challenges. It's also the Left Hand of Darkness, by the way, is also interesting because another theme in the book is communication, and on diplomacy, really, and differences in culture. It's very informative book. Not surprising too from Le Guin, because the woman, I adore her, as you can tell. Oh, Lil. And also such a prime example here of how glorious Cold Harbor just can stand out and shine and become this machine with tentacles reaching. Shall I run? Shall I try and make a run for it? But I fear I can't climb at the very end and I can't get to safety. Also, what a rude awakening if you think on what Lil was telling us, that just by sheer luck, we have survived in the cryo chambers, and in the meantime, the AI has decided, okay, the best thing to do is just, wipe everything clean and start afresh. And then also, listen, little AI, you've forgotten a few. You missed a few. I mean, this is also very thematic of AI, that a seemingly perfect or perfectly engineered tool becomes sentient and then isn't so perfect anymore. Which, of course, is it makes sense because they are a product of humanity, and if anything, humanity isn't perfect. Oh, she's giving me a big hug. Well then, hugs. Oh, the hugs, little one. I'm saying little one, but you're so large. You're very large. What nose can I boop? Do you have a nose? Maybe I can just play with the tentacles a little bit. Wow. Very thought-provoking, Lil. Very, very thought-provoking. And everybody, this is the start. I shall remind you, we've just started. This is the first house. In true Reese Slow Walks fashion, we are taking our time, meandering around, seeing everything. I hope you all noticed these little gears. All of these little tiny gears, all diligently placed by our dear Lil here. None of them an accident, all of them placed. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, I appreciate this so much, Lil. I really do. I really love seeing your designs, all of your designs, everybody. I'm always thrilled to see them all, to see, and if you guys are comfortable, of course. If you are not comfortable with me visiting, then of course, by all means, lock the doors. But if you guys are comfortable with me visiting, like so, and then engaging in a conversation, it's amazing. Of course, not required, because I can meander through designs, snailing, meandering, staring, lingering, all by myself too. Thank you so much, Lil, for entering this one and opening your doors to me and the audience and all of you. If you've not been here, I hope this can be an invitation to all of you to come visit 10,000 Rems by Lilarna on PCNA. And I really understand why you chose this house, or why the house had to be this, because the environment is just adding another layer to it. Ominous gloriousness. It's so fantastic. I'm still staring. I'm still here staring. I just can't help myself. It's so magnificent. So beautiful. So amazing. Mm. Oopsie. I hope all of you will come here. Bring all your friends. Show them around. Find your favorite spot. Favorite and recommend, of course. And of course, send only kind messages, messages of appreciation to Lilarna. Maybe you have questions, then of course, send those too, or ask right now. You have her here. You can ask her all kinds of questions. 2 hours and 50. I know, but this is regular read time in a house. I don't know what you're talking about. I think when I was showing the DDA showcase on PCNA, also just this month, it's I spent a significant amount of time in a beautiful art colony. That was it was really fascinating. I really appreciated it a lot, but may have something to do with the fact that I have been to a couple of art colonies with different artists, and it's such a fascinating thing. It precisely, précisément, Lilarna. Yes, we do. We do. Treats are so important, and I think if you can see this, if you can view this as a treat, I'm so over the moon. It is magnificent, and yes, it is. I don't see a reason why I should go any faster. And you know, even if I were to spend 6 hours in here, Lil, it would not amount to the time you spent building it. And, I do know a couple of designers who would say that some of their builds took so very, very long because they were difficult and they had to push boundaries in them, right? That had them overcome obstacles. And because of that, it's something that mm, that is, in my opinion, obliging me to do justice as much as I can and to honor all of your time, all of your energy, and all the love that you poured into it. And even, like I said, even if I spend 6 hours, it would not amount to how long you guys take to design things. So it is always my pleasure. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Priscilla, that they are a treat for you. And I've said it many times, I just can't go fast. It is my inability to go fast that leads to very slow walks. You just, it's for you guys. If you guys stick with me, and you guys have stuck with me. Like, I remember that some of you have stuck with me for one of the longest streams that I've ever done, which was, it floored me so much. Not just that I was able to do such a long stream, but that people actually stuck with me for that long. I was not expecting this. So it is a thrill and truly humbling to me that you guys find use in them, and whatever use that is for you, I'm glad. I'm glad for it. 13 hours? I think almost, yes. It was so long. I mean, I had Toad ask, I think it was Toad who was asking a 24-hour stream when re. It was so happy. I did like these, going long form and taking my time with the designs. It's not for everybody, and not everybody enjoys it. But if you guys do, I shall keep doing this. I shall keep meandering slowly through your abodes, stopping at little socks on the floor or little discarded pants or trousers that somebody left somewhere, or a little blood spill, or um, other little tiny hints. Oh, Shimina, look at you making me blush. I think a couple of people were um, so roughly talked to sleep in that stream. In a couple of streams, I've managed to send people off to sleep into dreams and calm thoughts. And honestly, if that happens to you, if that is a use for you with these streams, fantastic. If I can calm you down and talk you to sleep after maybe you've had a busy week, it's such an honor to me. Really? Are you sure about this? Because Shemina, I think that some might actually do combine Ligwin, but in a different way, as in maybe their build reflects her. Or, I mean, I keep seeing, or I keep coming back to her and other authors too. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird like that, but she that she is one of these pioneer, amazing authors that has also imparted a lot of knowledge. You know, her own education plays a huge part in all of her novels, and I'm sure you know this. But I think that the reflections and the thoughts that we have are expressed, as you said earlier, in housing. This is also why I had this conversation with lovely Thunder Thigh about how literature can be very inspiring for housing. Thus, there exists a channel for that. And yes, I am working on them. They shall appear soon. I think there is also one by Lilarna in the mix. I shall announce that as well in the relevant channel on the Real Endgame if you're curious. And I'm always interested in what is it that inspires you. And if you dig deeper with a designer in a conversation, maybe, um, you can find out what inspired them, perchance, and where it comes from. And it can be, you know, something that you do enjoy in real life that inspires certain builds. And I don't know, I do go off on tangents because I just can't help it. It just happens. Oh, interesting. About the literature build. That is a good question, Shimina. Let me check. Mm, mm, so the Les Miserables build, that one, because that's the last one that I got. Perfect. Yes, yes, I got it. I got it. Yes, and I'm super slow to respond to you. I'm so, so sorry, darling. I hope you shall forgive me. This is all right, Priscilla. Remember, there's always a highlight for you to watch later on, and there shall be more of these slow walks to come throughout the year. You guys keep me so busy. You are also kind, opening your doors. No, no, I have that one, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to pin it there, so it's not going away. Because then I won't forget it. Have a fantastic time, Priscilla, and thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend, and hopefully real life will calm down. Buonasera. Buonanotte. Aw, have lovely dreams, darling. And send all the best regards to the lovely, wonderful partner of yours. Sending all the hugs and all the love. mm. Mm. Oh, so amazing. So amazing, this build, Lil. I just keep staring. And you're right, Shimina. I had weird things happening with notifications on Discord. I'm not sure what's going on with the little app. Now everyone, I shall have a look where we will go next.